Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Oweleke TV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. I want to play a video about Reuben Abati. I think he has done it again. After the video, I'll come back and give my comment on that.
Joining us now is Oweleke Ojy Okpe, with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jeanette.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning?
Did you notice how warm the introduction was? Very, very warm. This is the vintage Reuben Abati's introduction of Ojy Okpe. Honestly, on this show, that is what makes the show so unique. Introduction, the way he does it, it sounds actually local, which is a kind of good thing to my ears. It's sort of so it makes the show unique, and that is entertaining as well. So, but you notice how warm, how exciting such introduction is. The introduction was. Okay, let's listen to the next introduction.
Fantastic. I haven't heard you.
This is the second introduction. This introduction came in after the debacle or confrontation Reuben Abati had with Ojy Okpe last week.
Joining us now is Ojy Okpe with stories trending around the world. Good to see you.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning? Ayom.
Now, let me repeat that again.
Joining us now is Ojy Okpe with stories trending around the world. Good to see you.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning? Ayom.
Yeah, I hope you noticed that the first one was prior to the confrontation he had with Ojy Okpe. Is it Ojy or Ojy Okpe? Please pardon me if I'm not pronouncing that name well. And the next one, you notice how cold the introduction was. It was very unusual of such introduction. It's never been this way. All of the introduction of Ojy Okpe's introduction by Reuben has always been an exciting one, an entertaining one, and something that is actually, it sounds local but good to the ears, because it makes the show unique. It gives a kind of unique view to the show. Now that brings me to what I intend to say now. You all know, for those of you, if this is your returning viewer, obviously you know my stance with Reuben. I'm a very strong critic of Reuben. Like I said earlier, he's a very smart, eloquent, intelligent guy, and he's brilliant. I love his analysis. I do not like the content of his analysis. I like the way he analyzes things. His analysis is educative and in-depth. So I love him for that. Okay, but Reuben Abati is a liberal person. His ideas, his opinions are liberalistic to me, too liberalistic to me. So anyone that has that as such ideas obviously will not be my good books. And he's arrogant, he's rude, he's bossy, he is proud, and so that is just it. So you can imagine a man like that. I think Reuben Abati should be either between late 50s to early 60s. So he is an elderly person. If he's up to 60, he can be considered to be an elder. It's an elderly man, and I don't know how old Ojy Okpe is. She actually looks young, but I think she should be either in her late 30s or early 40s. If I guess right, please, any of you, in case you have answers to these two questions, please just send it. Send it to our comment section. I will appreciate that. And so, if Ojy Okpe is in her early 40s, obviously Reuben is then old enough to father her. As a result, behaving for him to have behaved in such a way is childish and is uncivilized. Because I don't know why it looked so obvious. Besides this, what the disagreement they had between himself and Ojy Okpe was, I think, obviously it was either the previous day or the previous 2 days. So let's even assume 24 hours later. For God's sake, 24 hours later, you are a man. Excuse me. If you had a disagreement with your colleague, a far junior colleague, someone probably young enough to be your daughter, for 24 hours, for God's sake, you didn't get over that. That to the extent that the next day you sounded this cold. That was just, and besides, who is supposed to feel offended? Ojy Okpe is supposed to be the one that of course, because people like us, so many people, especially me, I think I came after you even before I started seeing the videos, so many attacks online. I was shocked that people noticed what I noticed as well, because the attack was just a barrage of attack, a sort of deservedly at that. So I do not understand why you after 24 hours you had to still behave in such a manner, behave so coldly, and it looked so obvious that you are. I don't get it. What did you expect? Ojy Okpe is supposed to be the one, because you bullied her, you disrespected her, you shouted her down, even though she tried her best, and I love her courage. She comported herself and still pushed back. And that was she did it in a very, very respectful way. And in fact, she behaved much more maturely than yourself. And again, she is behaving more maturely than yourself. Again, secondly, even when you approached her, when you sounded cold towards her, even though her countenance too gave her away, she reciprocated in like manner, a sort of, because she kind of deflated from the usual when Abati rains such kind of accolade with her name. A sort of, they have this about 1 minute back and forth response and respond and re-respond again between she and Abati. But in this case, it didn't happen immediately. Her countenance too was good, because it was Reuben Abati gave her that cold countenance, and she gave it back, a sort of, and that back and forth, the usual back and forth didn't happen. The usual positive back and forth, friendly back and forth didn't happen. And the next thing, she just deflected to her other female colleague, a sort of. So, Reuben Abati, you are a Yoruba person. I think this is what Yoruba people calls Agbaya. That is what you are. You are Agbaya. Honestly, I didn't expect. You are too big for this nonsense. Man, cut it off. And besides, you need to humble yourself. You really, really need to humble yourself, because you're just too full of yourself. And that is my angle.